Hello friends and welcome back. I have a little bit of a different video for you today. Lots of people frequently ask me where I get things, and it's not just because we're all stuck in our houses from COVID, but also lots of people live in places where they just can't access the kind of resources that, you know, a fabric district can offer you, and or they don't know where to get accessories and jewelry and shoes and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I would make you guys a video. My list got a little extensive though, so I've split this into two videos. The first video is going to be ready-made items, things that you can buy that are just like already ready to go. And my second video will be things like patterns, shops that sell kits, where to get fabric, which different kinds of fabrics sort of come best from which different kinds of stores, that sort of thing. By no means is this list exhaustive. This is just a list I made. I checked it around with a few of my friends to see if they wanted to add anything. Most of them said that that list was pretty good. So it's the list I'm going to give you. If you guys have other shops that you like to shop from, feel free to leave them down in the comments below for other people to check. And if you're looking for something more than what we've got here, go ahead down into the comments and see if anybody's left any additional links. I have listed all of the links down below for you guys, including any links to Instagram accounts or anything like that, because most of these stores are run by costumers. That's the thing about shopping small. You're not just supporting someone in their small business, you're supporting a fellow costumer who's making money doing what they love by providing other costumers with things that they think that they can provide. I did want to mention that a lot of these items are also really great Christmas, Hanukkah, Yule, whatever you celebrate, whatever your presents that you want to give out are, birthday presents, stuff like that. Historical costuming items for costumers is a really great gift to give. So if you're stuck on presents this holiday season for someone, these places can provide you with great options. And no, I'm not sponsored by anyone here. Alrighty, I'm not only going to tell you about these shops, but I'm also going to show you these shops. I find it interesting to see what's in the shops, like as people are talking to me about them, so I thought I would do that for you guys. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start off with some jewelry. First up we have the Lady Detalle. I love this site. You guys will know about this site because I talk about it all the time, and I buy things from her shop constantly. These make great presents for yourself and for others, so if you're looking for Christmas stuff, this is a great way to go. She has jewelry from everything from Georgian through modern jewelry. She does a lot of Regency, Victorian, and Georgian jewelry. There are 17 pages of articles of jewelry on her website, which I am just astounded by, and I have in fact sat here and looked at every single one of them. I have tons of her jewelry. One of my favorite groupings here is the Lady Detalle signature section. She has all of her signature jewelry. She does sell tea, which I find awesome. She has fans. I love this particular style of necklace right here, and she has this style in tons of different colors. They look absolutely gorgeous, and they are good for several hundred years worth of costuming. So these are my favorite personally. She's also very well known for her pearl earrings. She has tons of those on offer, and if you are ever in the market for a different pair of pearls, she has every kind imaginable. Next up we have Dame Zolamode. I call it Dame Zolamode because I like to be fancy. I have also shown her things on here a lot. She has both an Etsy site and a regular website, so I will go ahead and show you both. The regular website does give you a slight discount over the Etsy site, so it just depends on how you want to shop. She has very similar things in both, but there's definitely more on her website. She also has a lot of Georgian, Regency, and Victorian jewelry on offer, and is very famous for her colette necklaces, which are the Anna Wintour style necklaces that look something like this. They are absolutely gorgeous, and she has them in many different styles. Going over to her regular website, you can definitely see the influence of the colette necklaces here. She does have crystal earrings that go with all of them, and she sells stone and pearl jewelry as well, and she frequently has little things on offer in the millinery shop. Here are some of those beautiful colette necklaces. They come in circles, octagons, rectangles, ovals, all kinds of things with different kinds of finishes, front and back. They are absolutely a decadent little jewelry thing to add to your collection. And I love her jewelry. It's absolutely beautiful. She also has a YouTube website, which I will link down below. in which she shows you a lot of these necklaces and then also describes the differences between them and shows them to you in comparison so you can see the size of the stones. If you don't find what you're looking for there, you can also come over to In the Long Run Designs and check out Gloria's shop. She also has an abundance of what I would say is Georgian and Regency styles on offer, including some of these Colette necklaces. Many items are reproduction coral and some turquoise. Definitely another wonderful shop to check out. If you need even more bling in your life, we have Queen and Cavendish. Queen and Cavendish does reproduction, largely Georgian era jewelry, but they do have stuff that would fit for Victorian for sure, as Victorians still wore Georgian jewelry very frequently. I'm eyeing one of these. And lastly, in this jewelry category, we have the Sign of the Grey Horse here on Etsy. She is a reproduction jewelry maker, although there are also some antiques on this site if you are careful to look and or click on the sidebar there, which will show you some antiques. She has a lot of items from all kinds of different eras as well, everything from 17th, 18th, 19th century. She even has some 20th century stuff. There are cool things on every page. I definitely suggest a little scroll through this site, including cufflinks, things that are very unusual and not specifically just jewelry, but things, again, like shoe buckles and fans and watch chains and hair combs and just all kinds of really cool stuff on this website. I definitely recommend coming over here and checking this site out for all of your reproduction jewelry needs. She does service a very wide audience. Now moving on to shoes. We of course have our first and probably most well-known American Duchess shoe reproduction shop. They make everything from 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th to 20th century shoes. They also sell stockings, shoe buckles, shoe polish, shoe wax, everything that has to do with things that go on your feet. Additionally, they do sell books and patterns, which are both very awesome. There are two books that they have on 18th century dress and 18th century makeup and hair are both delightful. Their shoes are categorized by 18th century, Regency, Victorian, Edwardian, and then the decades in the 20th century. These are the ones that they have currently on offer. They do carry women's, men's, and theatrical shoes. And if you get in on some of their pre-sales, you can get your shoes at $20 off, which is usually really a great deal. They do run sales a couple times a year also, so keep your eye out for those things. One thing to know about American Duchess is sometimes they will do another run of their shoes and sometimes they won't. So if you like the shoes and you want the shoes, buy the shoes before they sell out, or else you will be a sad monkey like I am. A lot of their men's shoes are actually made to be unisex so that they can be worn by men or women. In fact, all of these shoes that I'm showing you here are shoes that I personally would in fact wear myself. Their theatrical shoes are made a little bit differently, and they are more for quick change kind of options. So like the boots do contain zippers, stuff like that. If you want a true historical reproduction, this is not the section for you. Okay, the only other site that I know of that sells reproduction historical shoes is Memory. Memory sells everything from Victorian on up through mid-century shoes. They have a lot of great styles. Some of them are more historically accurate than others. Some of them will have things like zippers in them, so you do want to make sure that you watch out for that. They have a lot of cute styles, and they are very comfortable shoes from all accounts. So this is definitely a place, if you do any sort of vintage wear, that you can get yourself a cute pair of shoes. There are, of course, other websites that do sell historical looking shoes or Victorian boots, or many places have mid-century looking shoes, of course. Usually those are part of their line, not the complete focus of their company though, which is why I'm focusing on these businesses. Also, these businesses happen to be small businesses, and I am here to support that this year. Next up, let's talk about some corsets. The only store that I can say from my own experience that makes rock solid corsets that I am willing to recommend to you guys that are 100% historically accurate and use historical methods and materials is red threaded. Red threaded makes everything from stays, which are 18th century up through Victorian corsets. They also sell bum rolls, bum pads, that sort of thing, and they will be featured in this video and the next one as they sell patterns for their corsets as well, including and up to kits. They also do bespoke corsets, so if you have a special order that you would like, you can contact Cynthia at Red Threaded and she will be happy to provide you with those services. They do include waist sizes 22 to 42, so they are a wide-ranging corset maker, but they of course don't contain all sizes, so it is something that you do want to keep in mind. When talking about historical hair, there's one go-to for me, and that is Jenny LaFleur. She does both custom pieces, so you can get a hold of her and get yourself a custom hair piece set up. She is a professional hairstylist and specializes in historical hair. And on a normal day, you could go over here and click on her shop, and that would lead you over to all of her ready-made pieces. Unfortunately, as of the filming of this, she is currently working on her shop, and her Etsy store is also on a vacation. I think she's getting a whole bunch of new stuff ready for us, so I can't actually show you those things. Alright, I'm a hat junkie, so this section is going to be actually a little beefy. The first place I would like to recommend is Farthingale Historical Hats in the UK. You can also find them on Instagram. I will link everything down below for you. They have Georgian hats all the way through Edwardian hats and parasols in addition to that. All of their hats are custom made and all of their parasols are antique parasols that have been recovered. So they are definitely a great place to go. If you look on their website and you see any hat that you would like, but it says that that hat particularly is sold out. Let's see if I can find one of these. Like this particular one was commissioned. That's fine. You just go ahead and send them an email and show them this picture and say you would like a hat like this, and they will whip one up for you and have it sent over. They do ship to the United States and are very happy to do so. They have some of the most beautiful hats. For those of you guys who saw my adventures in Bath last year, you can come see all of these riding hats, in which I bought 4 of at the event and had to buy an entire suitcase to bring them back home. Their riding hats are absolutely adorable. Look at these Edwardian hats. There were a few people in my party that also bought Edwardian hats from them and ended up having to wear them for 8 hours on the plane home, which made me giggle. Next up in my favorite category is Shocking Bad Hats. These guys make some very fun and silly hats, and also some absolutely gorgeous hats. They have this whole line here that is inspired by Emma 2020, which is a movie I cannot get enough of. I am, in fact, really wanting this hat right here. We will see. Again, it's one of these things where if you like this hat and it's out of stock, go ahead and just ping them and they will talk to you about making you up one. All of these hats are definitely inspired by that movie. They also have silk and straw hats. Let's have a look at those. These silk hats, man. I can't say enough about how beautiful I think they are. I know a few people who've gotten hats from them and really enjoyed them. Their straw hats are absolutely lovely. They're beautiful at blocking their hats, and they hold up very well. And they also have some Polish caps. If those of you who haven't seen these are inspired by cavalry hats, and they are fun because they contain both a circle and a square. Next up in our hat journey, we have another Bath native from the UK, Thomas Fortin Creative. If you look this up on Google, they will try to force you to look at Tom Ford items. So you have to definitely watch out for that. They make a lot of Regency and Victorian hats. They are available here on Etsy, and their hats are absolutely beautiful. I did get a chance to see some of these when I was in Bath last year, and they were absolutely lovely. Again, these guys will take commissions, so if you have pictures of what you're going for, the shape you want, or the colors you want, they are definitely willing to work with you. So in the next video, I'm going to tell you about other places to get patterns for hats and that sort of thing, so there's a lot more hat content coming up. But what I would like to do is stop and make my general case for Etsy. I buy a lot of things just on Etsy. When people ask me where I got such and such, I say things like the internet because that is where I got them. I just found some random place on the internet. Etsy is a great source for this. For example, I looked up Victorian hat here. There is a whole bunch of stuff that is not Victorian hat, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that is Victorian hat. So you do have to do a bit of digging when you go to Etsy, but you can find treasures that this person for some reason only has one of, and who knows why. You can also find stuff that's like maybe marked as steampunk, but it's not actually steampunk. It would do just fine for a regular Victorian hat. Anyway, this doesn't just count for Victorian hats. You can look up any kind of hat, you can look up any kind of jewelry, you can do any of those sorts of things. For example, if I go to the top here and look up Colette, I'm pretty sure I spelled that wrong, necklace, you will see that there are plenty of other sellers that also sell these Georgian era necklaces. Do give Etsy a drive-by as you make your decisions about what you're going to buy for your costumes. They're a great resource, and a lot of times the seller only has one or two things, but they're a great seller, so there's no reason not to buy from them. Alrighty, now we're going to talk about some shops that have sort of a variety of things for different reasons. The first one, of course, is Penny River. You guys have probably heard me talk about her quite a bit. I had her live on my channel for COVID weekend. We made a pair of mitts together, and by we made a pair of mitts, I mean she made a pair of mitts. Hi, my friend Sarah. She sells a complete variety of things depending on what she has on hand. She currently has hair, pomatum, and powder, a bunch of scarves. She has those mitt kits for sure. She has these flame stitch wallet kits. She has instructions for how to make pockets. She sells rings. She has these mitts come in so many different colors and different fabrics, so they're definitely a pretty awesome thing to do. Also, if you're looking for Christmas gifts, not just giving someone a set of mitts, but also giving them a kit so they have a little project to do is also a fun thing. These pinballs are super cute. I've made a couple of these. She sells random bits and bobs too, like lace and ribbon. She does, in fact, have pockets you can get if you want, and then you can embroider them if you feel like it. There's some caps for sale. There's definitely some jewelry. She has it all, actually. It's a great site to keep your eye on because she does change up the stock from time to time. Next, let's talk about Willoughby and Rose, my buddy Kate. She has two shops. One is Etsy and one is her actual personal storefront. Her Etsy shop is used for digital patterns and things like that. So if you would like one of her digital hussif patterns for $4.50, well worth it. Her Hogwarts embroidery kits are off the chain and super fun. Definitely recommend that. And then you can come over here to her regular storefront where she sells all kinds of things. She has hussif supply kits, in which there is a Noel hussif, by the way, that includes fabrics from my dresses. She also has other people's hussif kits. This was a little idea that we concocted together to have different ones. They look sold out a lot. She does restock them. And she restocks them on the first of the month, guys. So if you're looking for hussifs, housewives, please come back on the first of the month because that is when you can grab one of those from her. She also has, she sells, of course, her shifts. She has lots of accessories, caps. She sells all kinds of random stuff, largely for the 18th century through maybe Regency. She definitely can make you custom shifts as well. Her orders open and shut for those. So just give her a ring and let her know what you'd like and when you'd like it by, and she can let you know if that's possible. Alrighty, if you're looking for the embroidery queen, here she is, a Sewstine. Christine. She's going to end up on both lists because she sells both finished products and patterns. So I'm going to show you actually a little bit of both of that right now. She does do custom embroidery from time to time for people. She also sells these kits and finished products sometimes. So the finished products are generally things like these badge holders that she's created, little things. She also sells finished embroidery designs. So if you'd like to embroider your own pocket or your own 18th century court gown, something, either one of those things, you can get them from her. She sells her designs, and once she makes them and wears them, she has like, here's a fichu design for this guy, little reticule here. She often also has sales where she will sell off part of her collection if she has made something that she's no longer going to wear. Sometimes they're available here on her store, so I do definitely suggest favoriting this shop and keeping an eye on it. Additionally, in the embroidery department, we have Once Upon a Stitch, who is started to produce finished pocket designs for you, so you can just grab one of these pocket designs and then go ahead and cut it out and make yourself a pocket out of that. She's got garters, and I'm pretty sure she does take commissions for embroidery, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give her a little contact and let her know what you're interested in, and she is scaling up this shop actually pretty rapidly. Alright, here we have Amber with Virgils Fine Goods. She also sells sort of an eclectic bunch of things. She is currently creating a bunch of cap patterns, which I'm very, very excited about. She has some other patterns available here in her store, as well as some ribbons and lace and kerchiefs and things like that. If you're in the market for some historically accurate and inspired by toilette items, some things to help you with your personal care, Lbcc Historical is the place to be. They have pomatum, they have hair powder, they have perfumes, they have hair rats, they have all kinds of things. Look at these toothbrushes, toothpaste. They do have historically inspired makeup as well. Definitely a place you want to come over and check out because they have all kinds of interesting things that you have never even thought of. Getting ready for historical events sometimes can be made a little bit more realistic by using historically based products like these hair forks and hairpins that are historically accurate. We do have modern equivalents of these things, but these do give it a little added extra touch. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly go through a few other places that I hit up every now and then that might be of interest to you. I've mentioned on my channel before Saltwater Notions on Etsy. They are an amazing shop that I really like. They tend to be like sort of like an antique shop where they're going to have all kinds of random stuff, and that stuff is going to change absolutely constantly. So you can see that they have all kinds of hairpins, ribbons, fashion plates, that sort of thing, hair clips, but they have 16 pages of random things, and it's definitely worth looking through all of it because you never know what you're going to find in here. Like, oh look, a little button hook. How fun. The service from this shop is amazing. I've had a great time ordering from them in the past, and I really enjoy their service. And if you are interested in having little touches on your costume that are authentic, this is a great place to go. If you're interested in getting yourself a vintage or antique watch or pocket watch, this is Fine Times Watches. This is Alan. Frequently you can find vintage and antique pocket watches on eBay, but they are not working kind of no matter what they say in the description. Trust me on this one, I've bought quite a few. Alan did fix my pocket watch for me, and I really enjoyed his service. He lives in England, but he does post them to you, and they are perfectly packaged and very safe. These ones that you can buy off his site are effectively the same price as you would pay if you bought a watch on eBay and then had it actually serviced. So he does offer a fairly good price point. This is vintage French ribbons. I'm going to show you two ribbon shops that I like to frequent. This one has the most beautiful ribbons. I absolutely adore this shop. I love just sitting there super late at night looking through this shop, dreaming about the ribbons and what I could do with them. Please do note that these are usually per yard or meter, so when you're looking at the price, that is what it is per yard. But as you can see, there are 50 pages, 49 actually, of ribbons to go look through. Definitely worth a visit. Also in the ribbon department, Emerson Designs. She has lots of millinery, ribbon, that sort of thing in her shop. I definitely also recommend taking a look through here. You're going to find some amazing stuff, especially if you make hats. Here's some really cool buttons. And gemstones. You're going to find all sorts of stuff in here, and this stock does turn over. Lastly, I'm going to talk to you about Debs Vintage Treasures. This site is also very cool. There is all sorts of antique stuff. If you'd like to wear an actual pair of shoes that are in very good condition and fully wearable, you can definitely buy them here. She has all sorts of random stuff in her catalog, and again, this stock does turn over from time to time, so it's definitely a place that you want to come back and see what's new from every now and then. Alrighty, that was my list of places that I personally like to shop and my friends enjoy shopping as well. If you have other places that you think are different resources or better resources or have different items, please go ahead and leave them down below. I will vet those and make sure that they're, you know, someplace that I want to endorse, and if so, I will put them up in the description box as well for everyone, so that if you come to this video after you've seen it once or whatever, and you want to check back and make sure you have seen an updated list, they will be down there for you. So the next video I'm going to come out with is going to be patterns and fabrics and kits, basically supplies. So if that's of interest to you, look forward to that video. Otherwise, leave me a thumbs up if you like this video, leave comments down below about where you like to shop from, if you've had good experiences with any of these places, stuff like that, and also let me know what you're up to. And I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye guys!